For our next loft visit, we've come to Kimberley to visit John Salt. Thanks very much for having me around today, John. What system do you fly?
Widowwood, total Widowwood.
What sort of distance do you like racing?
Up to about 350 miles.
You
That's
don't,
Fraserburgh.
it's more or less sprint racing.
Yeah, sprint middle distance. Although I do send to Thurso every year, and Alaric I send occasionally
Yeah.
when I've got one that I think's on form.
Yeah. What's one or two of your best performances?
Possibly this year with a cock called Fair Cop. He's topped the Fed 3 times. He's had 3 second Feds, a 9th, and a 152nd NRCC Open. 2 out of the 3 times when he was second Fed, I'd got loft mates to beat him, and the other time he was second, he was just beat by 6 seconds in the Fed Championship race.
How many times you won the Fed race in recent seasons?
I topped the Fed 5 times last season, and that's only racing in the old birds, and 10 times the year before.
That's an incredible performance, Van.
3 times on one day.
Well done.
This is Golden Fleece. He's had 2 first Feds, a second and a 4th, but he's always been overshadowed by other pigeons I've got. A pigeon called Dancer used to beat him most weeks, and Golden Fleece last year. He's out of perhaps one of my best racers, which was Dundee, who won 2 gold medals in 7 days. He topped the Fed 4 times in 1 year and was 7th at an NRCC. And his mother is a daughter of Old Tom, which has bred 3 gold medal winners, grandsire of another, and grandsire of a silver medal winner over the past, since '88.
How many Woodward cocks do you keep then, John?
As few as possible, really. Only the best. This year I've got 5 in this section, and the other 2 sections is 6 in.
Yeah.
There's none at the bottom because bending down to clean them out.
Yeah. How many? When do you pair them up?
These are paired up on the 4th of February.
Yeah. And what do you? When you send them to the races, do you show them the hens?
No.
How about when they return? How long do they get the hens for when they return?
But they usually come back, normal races, about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and they're all home by 2:30, 3 o'clock, and I leave the hens in the shed till 5:30.
Yeah.
This is Fair Cop, 1995, winner of 3 first federations, 3 seconds and a 9th. I mentioned him earlier on. He's a pure Sujan. He topped the Fed last year as well, and he was 49th Open National from Perth. As I say, he's a pure Sujan. His brother also topped the Fed from Thurso last year, but he's okay up to 350 miles, where his brother's no good at all until he gets to 200 miles.
How long have you been in the sport then, John?
We started racing in 1954. I had my first pigeons in 53, which were gifts from a friend of my father's, and during the winter of 53, 54, my brother built a loft for me out of wood that came from a pub that was being altered in Borwell, and we started the following year with birds from fanciers given, here, there and everywhere. And in fact I can remember that we won the first open race.
What pigeons do you keep?
What pigeons I keep now? In the early 80s I got some Nouvel Arts, Jan Nouvel Arts, not Rennie, from a man near Antwerp, and they've been really successful. Then I've managed to get a pigeon from Mark Rooson, a pigeon from Philip Herbert, and the latest introductions, which was in '89, was some Sujans from Josh Sujan when I went over there.
Yeah. When you go out buying stock birds, what do you look for?
Number 1, soft feather. Number 2 is the actual looks of the pigeon, whether they're going to drop into my family, the feel of them, and also I like a good wing.
Yeah, so you trust your hands when you're selecting the breeding pigeons?
Yeah, my own judgment on selecting for the breeders. This is a young bird loft. It's approximately 22 foot long and about 5'6" to 6 foot wide in two sections. A Sputnik trap on one side and a super trap on the other. The birds are only allowed to go through the super trap, although they can come out of both. It's in two sections, so I can part them off before racing. So I've got cocks in one side and hens in the other, so they can run together on a Friday before they race.
This is a scene inside one of John's young bird sections. How many babies you breed each year, John?
I breed about 60, but I only like to keep a maximum of 50.
Yeah.
The rest are very strenuously selected. If there's one that's not right, out it goes.
Yeah, how far do you race them?
They race right through.
Yeah, how about training? When you start training?
Depending on what age they are, when they're bred, that is the main thing. It's no use having January bred youngsters and then waiting till the middle of July to train them. I believe you've got to train them earlier. This is the father of the loft, Jael. He's a 78 pigeon, which makes him 18 years old. He bred a pair of youngsters last year and is responsible for 13 gold medal winners.
It's incredible, isn't it? Absolutely incredible. What family is he then, John?
He's one of my original Nouvel Arts, from Jan Nouvel Art. This loft, I've got 12 yearling cocks in. They only moved over to the old bird loft after 1 year, if they're any good. If they don't perform anything like they're called, and that's it. I don't bother with them. I'm not bothered if there's only one that's transferred over into the old bird loft.
So you're very selective, John?
Yeah, with only having 18 birds over the other side, I haven't got room to put 10, 12 fresh birds in a year.
No, so you've got to be very selective. Yeah, I see your policy.
I race them and they get 3 chances. If they come an hour after the first bird 3 times, that's it. I get rid of them. Sir Ivor, winner of 13 firsts in 3 seasons and retired after he won the gold medal from Fraserburgh. He's a son of old Tom, which won 17 firsts, and a grandson of the old cock Jael.
What family is he in?
He's pure Nouvel Art.
Magnificent looking pigeon, he. Absolutely magnificent.
With slight feather legs he's got. A view of the stock birds. The stock loft is 24 foot long, 10 foot wide. A selection of birds that have been raced and then retired to stock, and yearlings selected right from, babies to put into stock. There is quite some old ones in here. There's old Tom, who's an 82 pigeon, his 2 brothers, which are both 82, still breeding now, and excellent breeders. Sujins, which were bought direct from Josh Sujin in '89. I've got 3 Sujin cocks that have all bred Fed Championship winners, and a hen which has bred 2. The majority of them are all for sprint to middle distance pigeons. I haven't got the patience to wait all day for pigeons to fly 500 miles, although some of them have produced 500-mile winners.
When do you pay stock birds up, John?
When I pay the racing cocks up. So this is old Tom, an 82 bred pigeon. Not at his best now, he's coming towards the end of his life, but in his racing career he won 17 firsts and he's bred 3 gold medal winners, a silver medal winner, and responsible for many winners. He's a truly super pigeon.
What family is he in, John?
He's one of the Nouvel Arts again.
Yeah, beautiful, wonderful old cock, isn't he?
Yeah, his racing was absolutely, in his last year of racing in '85 he won 9 firsts.
Incredible, mate. True champion, mate.
The widowwood cocks are fed Bosmolan. At the beginning of the season, when it's cold, I give them Bosmolan jet mix. I think it's a little bit more protein for them while it's cold. And then towards the end of May, I move them on to PLX. When they come back from a race, they're fed a light mixture, which I call it, which is the racing mixed, which I riddle out the small stuff and I feed it back to them. And I feed it very, very sparingly. Sometimes getting them as little as a teaspoonful in the morning and half a tablespoonful at night for a couple of days to create an appetite in them, which I believe is what they really want, to get them flying for the end of the week. When it comes to Tuesday, they go on a full racing mix, 2 or 3 teaspoonsful in the morning and a big tablespoonful at night. Then you'll see the birds start exercising more, and by Thursday they are whizzing about super form. And Thursday night they have as much to eat as they like, but they're only given a teaspoonful at a time, and I go in perhaps 4 or 5 times and give them a little bit more each time, so they eat a proper balanced diet. Friday they don't go out at all, and the corn is taken away from them at perhaps 2 o'clock or perhaps earlier. The corn is just put in a pot first thing in the morning for them, and they can eat what they like. This is Fulford, one of the pigeons that has been to Lerwick. He finished 14th Open Lerwick 2 years ago when there was only 180 home in race time, and he's a half Nouvelart and half Lewis van der Wieland, and he's also won 6 other prizes, first prizes as well. He's a lovely pigeon.
He's a lovely looking cock, isn't he?
Yeah.
Alright John, I'd like to say thanks very much for allowing us to come round and see your pigeons today. It's been a marvellous, marvellous pleasure. Thanks mate.
You're very welcome.